We cannot teach horses.
The new forest worries me. Nothing natural ever grew that quickly.
I can't make sense of it. What do Athelia and her Shardborn seek to gain here? Why assist the Recollection and allow them to use Wildburn seeds to transform Westweald? What are we missing, friend? That might better be pondered by Laramil, but you're probably onto something. Both the Recollection and the Shardborn serve the Prince of Paths. Their goals must complement each other somehow. Which brings up another question. Where's Athelia? The Outcast Inn? I know the place. Not only did we stop Nantharian from sending a Wildburn seed to Skingrad, we found recollection notes pointing to Feldergard Keep, as well as a memory of Athelia heading toward the Outcast Inn. We exposed Nantharian as leader of the Recollection. When Vashabar hears about this, they'll tear the crown from his head. He can lead the Recollection, but he can't hide anymore. And we saved Skingrad from a Wildburn. Here, friend. The map we found at Hoperoot contains a valuable clue. I just know it. Give me some time and I'll decipher the code and figure it out. I won't know for sure until I finish deciphering Nantharian's note. When I think of Aliads, I think of magic. Tribune Alea and Laramil. Feldergard Keep is one of the largest. An attack on the fortress. Well, in addition, Athelia is the reason behind.
With you.
Come, Proxy. Things here are more dire than I suspected. I am glad you are here, Proxy. Threads of fate tangle around the Outcast Inn in an ever-expanding knot, fraying the bonds of cause and effect with each bend and twist. Should they snap, the results would be catastrophic. I cannot discern its origin. Hermaeus Mora gifted me an ability to perceive the threads of fate. This tangle painfully overwhelms that very gift whenever I try to approach the inn. Pass through this tangle and enter the inn. Find the source of this disturbance. Stop it however you can. I cannot assist you in this. You shall stand if we allow the I sensed the disturbance as I understand it. Cause and effect. Imagine swinging a blade, but it refuses to slice through the air. Or a guar suddenly appearing overhead and falling on a person. Or worse, a town erupting into flames without a single spark being struck. Go where I cannot, Proxy. Untangle this knot of fate.
Another apparition? Oh, you're real. Please, come in. What can... yes, please, come in. Stay for a while. Just pay no mind to the crack in the sky outside or those shadows. Ignore them and have a drink. All right, I can't ignore them either. It all started when the woman at the... I don't know her from a skeever's arse, and I don't care what her name is. But she's absolutely the cause of my problems. Right after she arrived, the sky changed, and those shadows started roaming my inn. Not a one. But a good innkeep can guess what a customer needs. And she needs a drink. Something to wake her up. A Skyrim sunrise. I can't leave my patron. The well's out back in the courtyard. All good. Can't think of... I didn't see them. Bought the place almost... I wanted to turn almost every innkeep. Always.
Mortal, help me. Please.
Finally, she speaks.
I don't know if you can understand me,
My mind is a storm of images and voices and memories. I can see every reality all at once. The many paths. But my grip on this realm keeps slipping. But you... I see that you are real. We did, didn't we? Then you know my name is Ethelia. I am what mortals call, a Daedric prince. These echoes... I summoned them by accident. I am losing control. The possibilities, probabilities, places where fate takes a different course. Some lead to here, others to there. And a few they lead to... elsewhere. But this place, it has a phrase emerges from the storm. Sage's dream. Yes, that's it. A drink, I think. It tastes of belonging. Cohesion. The innkeeper, ask him to make this drink for me. I remember so little about myself. Why is that? Did someone... Yes. Mora, he did this. But Sage's dream... I know it can help me even as the details slip away. I am Ethelia, the Daedric Prince of Paths, the mistress of the untraveled road. I am... confused. Sometimes an event surges into... Remembering is a struggle. I cannot extract details from the chaos of converging realities. There is darkness. Then I saw a light in the distance. The light became this inn. It summoned me, but echoes from other realities. My power drew them here, trapped them between this path and their own. They are confused, suffering. Until I gain control, I wish to know more myself. But the storm fills my mind. The knowledge of the many paths comes to me in bursts as intuitions. They are possibilities not yet realized. Realities close and distant. If I can calm...
Well, at least she's finally talking. I knew she wanted a drink. But Sage's dream? Never heard of it. And I've memorized every recipe in every edition of the previous owner left junk all over the courtyard. I've been sorting through it and noticed a book on obscure and ancient drinks. Maybe it can... Gilredal's Book of Obscure? Not a clue. Strong drink.
Give him a fight.
Gilredal's Book of Obscure? Not a clue. Strong drink. She hasn't moved once since you left. I tried talking to her, but she only muttered quietly to herself. I'd almost feel bad for her if I wasn't losing sales. Oh, did you find an Aeliad drink? Odd. This inn was built on Aeliad ruins. Just a coincidence. Tirum weed, hark fruit. I need to think about it. Maybe some frost miriam? Oh, some lotus might work. In the meantime, I need to make some syrup. Reproducing is never. Oh, sure.
Something hides here. I feel its hatred thick and sour. Perhaps I can call it to us. This horrid relic rose from the ground. I need to talk. When you left, I was compelled to follow. I saw an image of you entering this chamber, and I knew I had to be here with you. But then this awful lamp, the storm in my head. Remember? I cannot focus through all the overlapping paths. I think this damned lamp was used against me, but Over here. I sense a path that wishes to be explored. Shine the lamp, please. A doorway to the many paths. Step through and I will follow. My power abandons me here. I will follow if I can. That lamp led us onto the many paths. But why would the lamp bring us here? And why do I hate it so much? Perhaps the answers lie at the end of this, where we were. But now along a different path. That is the nature of the many paths. They can carry you to new possibilities, new realities, but the rest eludes me. In the inn, my power surged, but I could not control it. Here, it feels distant, like there is a conflict.
The enemy approaches. They come to imprison my prince.
No, Torvasad. They are different. Approach, Pathwalker, and speak with me. I recognize this place. Mortals worshipped me here. A mortal Pathwalker. Such a creature is quite rare. And I see you are accompanied by one of my reflections. An Athelia from a different path. You carry something else with you. It feels like hatred. Tell me, the Lamp of Clarity. A relic created to hunt me and my unseen. It carries a spark of its creator Azora within. That gives it a bit of awareness. It must know that your Athelia poses a threat. But why lead you to me? Ah. Sage's Dream is the mortal name for our connection to the many paths. It manifests as a drink, but is brewed from ingredients infused with my very own essence. Drinking it will reconnect my reflections. They bloom in my shadow, or in the shadows of other Athelias. Each path's ingredient is unique. You can find Tirumweed here, but the rest grows in other realities. Take what you need, Pathwalker. Then you must leave before my fellow princes are... This is my end, Pathwalker. Hermaeus Mora has declared me a threat to reality and comes to imprison me. I am tired of fighting. It is the same on every path I have examined. If this is my fate, so be it. Take my... How strange. A mortal who walks the many paths without understanding them. Between that, keeping company with my reflection, and bearing the Lamp of Clarity, you intrigue me. Very well. Not in any way your mortal mind would understand. I do not wish to drive you mad. An analogy, perhaps. Picture a diamond that somehow formed. Possibilities scatter across the Orbis, each defined by distinct choices, with unique outcomes that lead to new realities. The many paths are the web that binds them. Some can traverse these connections. Control? No. But I have the power to see them, to follow their threads and alter their fates. It is one of the mortal mind is limited, intentionally so. Comprehending the many paths should overwhelm you, and actually traversing them should be impossible. I can barely do that. You are unique among your kind. Mortals are servants, performing tasks to maintain reality. Every field plowed, child born, or war fought, keeps the Orbis stable by design. This fact is kept from them. The slaves should not understand the Master's plan, lest they seek. Each reality bound by the many paths contains a version of an entity, mortal or Daedra. They each differ in some way, but each springs from the same seed. I am no different. She and I are the same. Most mortals quake in fear at my presence, or demand one boon or another. But all you seek is knowledge. Interesting. I suppose so. If she's lost control of her power, then she needs someone to stabilize her. It seems once Hermaeus Mora chose my fate. He recruited other Daedric princes to aid in my capture. Azura answered his call by creating the Lamp of Clarity. Its light exposes my location. I am as curious as you. Perhaps it does not aid you, but only appears to. Azura's essence may have a purpose. The many paths connects all Athelias across all realities. This bond can weaken over time, causing distress to an Athelia. We developed a means to reintegrate called Sage's Dream. It manifests as a dream. The ingredients grow in an Athelia's shadow. They form from our essence. We each... When she drinks Sage's Dream, an extended separation from the many paths, perhaps. Oh, yes, I see it now. Your Athelia already suffered Mora's punishment. Most mortals quake in fear at my presence. The Prince of Fate foresees a cataclysm approaching. I used my ability to manipulate the many paths to prevent one disaster. But now Mora sees my efforts as the predecessor to something... Do not fear, mortal. I have a plan. My scions will one day set me free, after I have had sufficient time to figure out how to avert the disaster.
I found your conversation with my prince very interesting. Immortal, walking the many paths, and in service of the Fate Changer. I must respect that. I hope you find what you... Other Daedric princes, led by Hermaeus Mora, approach, coming to imprison Athelia. Despite my protests, she refuses to resist them. After all the battles, I do not understand.
Why does my prince allow this mortal to speak with her? Hermaeus Mora and the other betrayers approach. We have no time to waste with mortal nonsense. You are my enemy, yet you still live. And perhaps there is more to you than I thought, mortal. Or more likely, the Vargas of your path is a coward who runs from battles.
Another Ethelia. So powerful and proud. Here, collect the ingredient and let us go back, mortal. A new path appears. Use the lamp. So much of the path we just walked was familiar to me. The shrine, my scions. I remember it now. When Hermaeus Mora and the others arrived. I sent Torvasad and the other scions away. They had to remain hidden, free to act when the time was right. It was created by the Daedric Prince Azora. She made the relic to find me. One of my powers is to avoid the gaze of other princes, but they found a way around that. As am I. Step through. Let us see where this path takes us. Dread fills this path. Find the ingredient, but use caution. We are not welcome here.
That will teach them not to cross us. Give him.
Have Mora's forces finally come? Then No. You do not belong here. But a reflection of the Prince of Pards travels with you. Have you come to revel at my defeat? To watch Hermaeus Mora imprison me? How shameful that I attract a mocking Of course she lost control of her powers. All Aethelias are fragile creatures. They break under the slightest pressure. Just like glass. How did you... My Shardborn should gut you. Whether you intend it or not, this humiliates me even more. An item of my ruin born by a reflection who walks free. If it will get you to leave, I have Harkfruit, one of the ingredients for Sage's dream. Azura's lamp. Accept it. When word arrives, Mora's... This reflection seems resigned to her fate. Quite different. I saw how to open a doorway. Let us return to the inn's cellar. I sense this is the last... Like before, this path stirred up memories. I experienced the same dread before Hermaeus Mora's forces arrived. But I did not collapse like a coward. I commanded my Shardborn to resist, and they obeyed. The struggle, I recall, was epic. I remember the armies of the other princes pounding on the doors to my shrine. My loyal Shardborn readying their weapons. The sounds of unrelenting battle. She is correct. I should not trust Azura's lamp. But it led us to two ingredients. Like before, this path stirred up memory. Step into the many paths once again, mortal. Unbridled anger fills these halls. We have entered a war zone. Find the last ingredient, but be careful. Reality in this path is extremely fragile. It might shatter. Hurry! remember this as a place filled with life and joy. This is not that place. Mora's forces breached the shrine on this path.
We fight for the Prince of Fate!
Hermaeus Mora consumes this shrine, his response to the savagery of Athelia's defense.
No, you must not bring that reflection any closer. Speak with me, and I shall explain. Your Athelia, does she not sense it? The Athelia of this path, my prince, has lost herself. She has become the monster that Hermaeus Mora foresaw. If she cannot regain control, this reality is finished. Why does a mortal walk beside? Then I hope you succeed where I have failed. I tried to get my prince to calm down, but she lashed out at Mora's forces with her full fury. The more she fought, the more lost she became. Why would... Oh, I understand. Azura's lamp wants to preserve your reality. By helping your Athelia regain control, she can be saved. Flee while you can. What? Athelia is the
Mora dares! Damn his eyes! Every one of them! He wanted a monster! Behold the last tomorrow! Behold the destroyer of reality! This Athelia shows uncontrolled rage. It will consume every piece of this reality. We must leave this path before my reflection destroys it.
There you are. Come here. I have an idea about the sea. Did you get lost down here? Yeah, that happens to me sometimes too. That woman is back upstairs, sitting by the fire. So I came looking for you. I think I... What? You do? Well, that makes things easier. I'm not sure. I turned my alchemy stove into the... First, place the Tirum weed in the apparatus. Slowly apply heat to steep the Tirum weed. Needs more heat. Too hot. Reduce the heat. That looks nicely steeped. Next, place the hawk fruit in the apparatus. Apply heat to liquefy the hawk fruit. Again, not too hot. hawk fruit looks properly reduced. Now add loot berries to it. You should chill the loot berries without freezing them. It needs to be cooler. It's getting too cold. Don't freeze them. Perfectly chilled. Now to blend the drink. 2 parts steeped weed and hot fruit juice for every 1 part of chilled loot berries. That's the exact amount of loot berries we need. That's just the right amount of hawk fruit juice. No need for more. Looks like a perfectly blended sage's dream. Pour the finished drink into that carafe. Now, grab the drink and take it to that strange woman. I'll meet you upstairs.
Sage's dream. Do you have it? The storm abates, and I can clearly see the many paths. I can discern one reality from the next, and my mind is clear. I am myself again. I am Athelia, Prince of Paths and Mistress of the Untraveled Road. I shall set things right. The echoes I dragged from disparate paths are free to return to their own realms, and allow me to untangle the threads of fate and restore balance to this reality. I thank you, Pathwalker. We learned that every Athelia is dangerous, a broken creature that ends up hunted. We cannot change who we are. But mortals, you choose your path.
The pain is gone and the threads of fate have untangled. I sense the knot in the threads of fate has untangled, Proxy. This threat to our reality has passed. Should I assume you are responsible? Tell me what occurred within the Outcast Inn. If helping Athelia saved reality, then you made the right choice. But the Lamp of Clarity is a powerful relic. I am glad you found it. I would like to take... I predicted that the tangled threads of fate were related to Athelia's release. But how could I know she was the direct cause? You have served the one who knows very well in this effort. Here is the reward. I must contact Hermaeus Mora. Take it to Skingrad for...